Alright, so here is another video, and here we are at John C. Campbell, and this has to do with how to strum or play basic bluegrass rhythm. And I have a sheet here which I handed out, and it has 6 different options. So the first option was what I would call typical bluegrass rhythm, where we're playing the 6th string with the downstroke, and then we continue, and then we play the 4th string. Okay, now particularly if you're playing fast, once you play the bass string, you let the right hand continue, particularly on a fast song, as opposed to you play the bass string and then lift up and play. Now, if you need to play fast, you just continue going. So the first rhythm will be 6, 4. Okay. Now the second rhythm involves on the 6th string, and this is on a G chord, doing a hammer-on. So we're going. Okay, now the way that number 2 is written, we repeat the hammer-on. Where in fact, if you want to keep with the same form in number 1, we would do 6th string, strum, 4th string, strum, 6th string. And that gives you more emphasis on that beat. And I'll play it a little faster. This is number 2 playing 6/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, where your right hand is on the guitar will affect the tone, okay? So I happen to be right above the edge of the sound hole here, okay? Now, if I were to go closer to the bridge, I can really play that bass string hard. So, close to the bridge, close to the sound hole. Okay. Now, we recommend, if you're listening to this video, to listen through headphones, because the iPhone, if you listen to the iPhone, accentuates the highs, and you're not going to hear the bass tones as well. The next way to play the downbeat is in example 3, and in this case, we're playing the first 3 strings, which gives us a lot more power. So you'll also notice that I've lifted up the index finger. So when you play the 6th string, and when you play the 5th string, it's actually muted. Okay? So number 3 is so this is a way of playing rhythm where all the strings are vibrating at the same time, so you get a much fuller. Now, generally, you only use this for accent, or if people are getting out of time, you can lay the rhythm on them. Okay, then we have a rest stroke. Okay, what is that? Well, rest stroke is when you play the 6th string. Okay, now I'm just pushing, I'm just using the weight of my arm. In other words, if we look here, we've got all this meaty arm here, and the weight of that arm, if I just play through the string, the pick will come to rest on the next string. So we play through the 6th, and by doing that, you get a lot of extra tone. So if I'm doing rest strokes, it's Now, if you think about it, the guys that play rhythm and play well, particularly in the studio, have spent hundreds of hours literally doing this over and over again. So they're getting the same sound every time they hit that bass string. They're doing the strum, and it's exactly the same way each time. It's very relaxed. So if you want to become a good rhythm player, my advice is to sit down with the metronome for hours and hours and just get this motion down. Okay, so the rest stroke was number 4. Then we have a slide. Now all that's happening is we take the G shape and we move it back 1 fret. We go, okay? Once again, if you're trying to have an effect that's getting out of time or you want to be louder, you can go. Okay, so see how that works? Now I'm near the sound hole. Now, if you really want to get crazy, move your pick down close to the bridge and just. So you can actually do the slide where the pick's about right here. See where it is, about right there. But the strum is about right here. And once again, you're only going to do this a few strokes because it is abrasive. So it's. You're pretty much playing and hitting that as hard as you can. But you're listening to make sure that you're getting a consistent sound. You know, you're getting one sound and not a lot of rattle. You're not, well, you're trying to avoid that sound. You're trying to get a smooth sound. And you can do a slide. Okay, so that is number 5, and then number 6 is strictly just playing that 6th string. And once again, you can change the tone by either playing it up here near the sound hole, or you can go down near the bridge. And just for fun, I will play a rhythm. I won't identify what I'm doing, but I'll be doing these 6 strings, and you'll kind of start getting an idea of the rhythm. Another thing that we do is an upstroke sometimes, but I'm not showing that in this one. So let's see what happens, starting with number 1. Man. Okay, now regarding 4, you can do no strums and just do. See, I'm doing a rest stroke where I come through the 6th, rest on the 5th, then I go to the 4th, rest on the 4th. This gives you a little smooth sound, and if you're playing really fast, no strum, you can actually play much faster and do a much more powerful rhythm if you're not strumming at fast speeds. I know I'm hopping around here a little bit. Then we do the slide. Now in this case, I'm doing slide, then force. So good. And then of course you can do number 6, which is just playing the 6th string, that type of rhythm. One thing I didn't show you was when you're doing 6, 4, okay, every once in a while go 6, 3, okay, and here's what it sounds like. But you wouldn't do it quite that much. You might be good. Now, the rhythm I'm playing here is not Nashville studio quality. In other words, if I went into a recording session, it has to be absolutely perfect. But I've been teaching here at John C. Campbell now for a week, and I'm getting much closer to that, meaning that it's very consistent. Okay, and then if anybody writes me, there are a couple other techniques I'll play, but I'm not going to demonstrate them. And here it goes. Anyway, I hope this helps you to get more dynamics from your guitar, more volume, and also gives you the opportunity, if you want to affect the rhythm, if somebody's not quite playing in time, they're off, and you want to solidify them and you want to have a little more power, you can play near the bridge. So hopefully this gives you some ideas, and if you have an iPhone, you can record yourself playing and listen back to it and see, once again, use headphones and just see how your rhythm sounds.